What is up, YouTube? If we have not yet met, my name is Johnny Nitafan, and in this video I want to share with you guys the raw reality of making over $100,000 my very first year selling life insurance, because I know if you're a new agent or just getting into the industry or maybe struggling right now, the biggest goal that you have right now is being able to make $100,000, right? $8,300 per month, or even $10,000 per month. And I want to share with you the raw, honest truth, the reality of making that, because I was able to do it at 21 years old. And I want you to do it as well, but also know what it's like to be able to do it, right? So when you're first starting out in the industry, it was really tough. I actually started off in employee benefits, right? And so if you guys don't know who that is, and by the way, I'm on a walk in New Mexico, as you see my Camry right there, still rocking in the Camry. So, but when I first started, I didn't start in actual selling life insurance. I actually started in employee benefits, where I was going door to door to door. And I remember hearing this quote that if you never quit, you can never fail. If you never quit, you can never fail. So that was my mindset when I was really starting out, because I just wanted to win. I wanted to succeed. I wanted to actually have the feeling of financial freedom, knowing that, hey, wherever I go in the world, wherever I go in life, especially because I just got married at that time, I want to know that my family is taken care of, because it wasn't easy at first. I actually made a lot of mistakes throughout the whole process, right? And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about those so that you don't make the same exact mistake, but also the mindset, right? Like, even when it was really hard, even when I remember I hired an assistant way too fast, and I remember not being able to pay her, and we had her, I had what I owed her due, and then the following day I had rent due, and then I also needed to buy leads for that week because I didn't have money. And so I remember having the humble conversation, right, as a husband, the conversation you don't want to have with your wife, especially when you're getting into a new business venture. It was really tough. And I had to be like, hey, I don't have money to do both, right? To pay the assistant, to buy leads, and to be able to pay rent. And so, like, is there any way that, obviously it was our savings at that time, but is there any way you could give me some money so that I can make this reality? And because she was so supportive, because she believed in me, even when, like, it wasn't going too hot, I was like, she gave me the money so I could do that, right? And pay for that and still keep going. So that was like kind of the first mistake that I made, is thinking I needed to hire way too fast, where I could have handled tasks. But also there's a balance of hiring too late as well. And so, but I made the mistake of hiring way too fast. I thought I needed to have this large team with tons of employees. But really, when you're just starting out, be as wildly profitable as possible and just work a little bit harder, work a little bit more, save up some cash, save up, because a lot of people say hire, and that's what seems sexy. That's what seems like a good thing to do. But the reality is, it's not even, like, you gotta run a lean team machine, especially when you're just starting out. So don't hire too fast. Just a quick example. But I remember in that time, I was like, if I never quit, I can never fail. And that stayed with me in that time. Even though I was able to push through in that moment. She gave me the money. I got some leads, paid the assistant, paid the rent, and made it happen, right? Because it was luckily they had a 3-day grace period, and so this was like the 30th. Rent was due on the 1st, so I had like 3 to 5 days to really actually make this happen, and was luckily to figure out exactly how to do it. And I did it and made it out. But there's been a lot of times that I've gone to zero and it hasn't been fun. But making my first $100,000, it's like, you realize that it's not as much as you feel like you need, especially nowadays when prices are going up on things, when you actually want to have financial freedom, when you want to save for the future, when you want to have security, when you're living on, I don't know, maybe when you're not living on a ton, right? Maybe you're living on 5,000, you're able to save 60,000 a year, which is huge. But also like that's for, there's things that come up, rainy day funds, and that's like if you're not really living, you're living super frugally. But it's like you can maybe go on a vacation or two, you can maybe do some things, but I realized that $10,000 a month or $8,300 a month was not a ton, and it wasn't even consistent, because the reality is like it's not going to be consistent at first. There's going to be some months, there's going to be some downs, and it's full of uncertainty, it's full of all over the place. But if you're able to stay consistent and stay in the game, like it will even out. But when you're just starting out, you have a huge month and all of a sudden you get hit with some chargebacks, you don't get your return on leads that you want, and so you're like, dude, where is this money going? And that's how I felt. But also like I started actually making profit, I started making money in the business. But you realize that like if you want a decent life, you got to make more than $100,000 a year. You got to be upper 200s, 300s. I'm on a mission to make $1 million in 2024. But like making $100,000, it sounds cool, but it's really not tied to, it's not really tied to anything. It's just like this number that sounds good, that's going to really bring financial freedom. But when you add everything up, when you actually want to live and go travel Airbnb to Airbnb to Airbnb, like, man, it's different, right? And that's what my wife and I have done. We've traveled Airbnbs for the past 8 months, and if you want to do that and you want to be able to travel and you want to take time off at times, it's not a lot of money. And so being able to really expand your horizon, like, okay, yeah, the first goal is 10,000 a month, but like really I need something else. And so I want to give you guys this blueprint that I've used that's really helped me in my life, in my business, my personal life, really in like my sanity, that has helped bring clarity in my goals and what I actually want to do. Because the reality is you probably just clicked on this video because you saw it was $100,000. I want to make that. I want to see what it's like. But a lot of times people come into the industry, tons of people come to me, get on calls daily with agents just like you, and they say they want all these things, but they never hit them. Not all of them, but a lot of them, they never hit their goals. There's always something holding them back. But I want to share something with you that you probably never have heard, probably never have seen, and that will open up your mind to understand exactly what you need to do to be able to hit the goals that you have. So it's really tying. So I want you to map out your dream life. I want you to map out your ideal life situation and how much it costs. Like literally do the math, because right now you probably have $100,000 in your head because you think, hey, I'm able to live the life that I want. I'm able to get the nice car. I'm able to go on vacations. I'm able to have financial freedom, but it's not true. Okay, so for you to be able to hit your goals and where you want to hit is map out your dream life, right? How much it's going to cost? How much do you want to go on vacation? Do you want to go once a month, twice a month, once a year, twice a year, once a quarter? Whatever you want to do, and map out exactly how much it's going to be. Okay, from there, do like the car, your dream car that you want, how much you want in savings that'll help you, that will bring you security, how much you want for retirement. Map out all that stuff, right? And that will give you a meaningful goal, because a lot of people don't stick with it. A lot of people aren't motivated by money as much as you think it is, right? Because when you get hit with adversity in your life, when you get hit with really challenging things that happen in life, especially in business, and you get hit with all these things, as my chat's blowing up right now on Slack. Shout out to Augustin closing his first deal in the community, which is huge. Just came in 3 days ago, which is cool. Never sold a policy ever. So shout out to Augustin, huge. So also Devin, which is huge. Closed like 2 policies the other day. Never sold a policy ever. And Kyle closed like $9,000 over the weekend. Just came into the community a week ago, which shout out to them. But, and I wish I had a mentor like me like when I just started out, right? That actually would help me through this, help me bypass the learning curve so I could close my first deal the first 3 days. But create a meaningful goal. Create a goal that your income, you'd want it to be, but really that will bring you the dream life that you want. Because in those times when it's tough, when it's challenging, when you're not hitting those goals, you're gonna have something else that you're looking towards. You're gonna have something else that is pushing you, that's allowing you to keep going, because you know that, hey, when I hit $97,000 a month or $100,000 a month, when I hit that number, this is what that means for me in my life, in my future. And this is what it'll allow me to do. And so if you create meaningful goals, right, not just a number that somebody gave you, not just a number that you kind of made up in your mind, but a number that actually supports your dream life, that is when you will start seeing more success, right? And it'll come to you more naturally because you're working towards a greater purpose. You're not just working towards the 10,000 a month, because the adversities and the challenges that you're going to face when you're on your way to that goal are going to be so hard that money is not going to motivate you. You're going to fall back into comfort. You're going to fall back into things that it just feels more comfortable, right? It's not like making change is not easy. And so I just want to share that with you. Like, create meaningful goals, create something that actually makes sense for you and your future, and your family's future, and what you actually want to accomplish. Because transparently, this life is so short. This life is just but a mist, right? James, in the book of James in the Bible, talks about life is but a mist. Don't you know that your life is but a mist, right? You're here today, gone tomorrow. And it feels like time gets faster and faster and faster. So why create these goals that to impress people? It genuinely does not matter. And this is like a something that I've created. Like, hey, if this is not towards what I want in life, if this is not towards the life I truly want to live and have for my family, I don't care. Like, I don't care what other people think. I don't care about this stuff. Like, it really doesn't matter, because am I going to let their opinions hold me back from the future that I want in my life, right? And that held me back for a while of even starting a community, starting a coaching program, helping tons of agents. I knew that I had this deep down inside to be able to help agents scale faster and be able to give all my learnings to them. But it held me back. Like, dude, what are people going to think? And honestly, at this point, I don't really care. I know that I'm helping agents scale faster than I did, right? And seeing like people like come to me in my exact situation that I was in when I was $15,000 in debt. And all of a sudden, boom, go from 5 to 26K in a month. Go from the biggest month depositing like $6,000 to depositing $8,000, right? $5,000 in a month to $8,000 in the first 8 days, right? $8,500 in the first 8 days of the month. Lives are changed, right? Like Gonzalo doing $2,200 in 5 hours. He just posted like on his story, like he got his time back. And I know the impact that I'm having on agents' lives, like it's real transformation, but that held me back. And so whatever it is in your life, the meaningful goals that you have, like once you create those, don't let people's opinions hold you back. Because what are you going to do when you're 60, 80, 100, even 5 years down the road? What are you going to be like? Yeah, I didn't do it because they told me, they hold me back. I didn't do it because I was scared that they were going to think something of me. I didn't do it because my parents, my friends, my coworkers thought I was way too ambitious. But the crazy thing is the people who accomplish the biggest things in life, the people who become millionaires, billionaires, people who have these crazy things to be able to change the world, they come onto the planet and they're like, you know what? They're crazy enough to do it. The crazy one, the people who change the world like crazy are the ones that are crazy enough to believe that they actually can. And so if you're thinking of crazy things to do, and you have massive goals, and you want to accomplish things, and you want to have a bigger vision for your life, and you want to inspire people, motivate people, have a YouTube channel like this,